Hey there, Train Fanatics. Welcome back to the layout here. Haven't been on YouTube for a while. Been busy with school and work and other stuff like that, but and now it's time for an update, so let's check out some of the stuff that we've gotten done on the layout. Here's one of the newest pieces I picked up for my passenger car collection in HO scale. This is the Egg Pullman. This is a Bachmann Spectrum car, just like every other, just like all the other Bachmann cars I have. This car is really nice. I picked this up off eBay for a couple bucks, and it's a really nice car. The detailing is very crisp. I was very surprised with the craftsmanship on this car. The trucks are very different from the other cars here. They're sort of like a die-cast truck, like on a Walther's car, but the trucks are really nice. Has really nice detailing. The ends sort of seem really big, but you know, it's alright. It's a Pullman. As you can see with the P70 sitting here, it's sort of a little big, I would say, but you know, it's alright. It's a beautiful car. I quite like it. Detailing is fantastic. And interesting enough, this car when I picked it up did not come with interior lighting like the other cars do. But this does have an interior, I believe. And here's the underside of the car. And as you can see, the car has the it has the automatic turning couplers like the Bachmann cars do. But these things are like die cast. They're really nice. They free roll really nicely. And there's some of the underside detailing right there. A lot of different boxes and tanks and all that stuff, and brake rigging and all that stuff. But it's a really nice car. I'm super happy to have this. Nice to add to the collection. There's the other car, truck there. And here's the other side of the car here. It's a really nice car. It's quite different from a normal P70. It's a Pullman car, but it's really nice. And yeah, it's super happy to have it in the train. I mean, it's really cool, and I quite like it. It was a good piece to pick up. And here it is coupled up in the consist with the P70 on the one end, and at the end of the other train is the observation car. So yeah, that's one of the new pieces I picked up. Over the month I haven't uploaded a video. Here's my EMD Proto 2000 GP7. I haven't talked a lot about this, but I got this at the 20 Train Show Winter Show in 2016, and I've ran this thing I've run this thing a lot. It's really nice. It has very good pulling power. Basically, it has Lionel magnet traction, but it's an 8-0 scale. But there's no magnets. I just made that as a joke because the crazy pulling power this thing has. But this week, actually, I just picked up a Tsunami 2 EMD, not the Dash 2, which is the new decoders that are coming out, but original EMD decoder for this engine, and I'm super happy to get it. I bought it from Auto Train Stuff. But it's coming sometime this week, and I'll maybe do an update or a tutorial or installation video on it, but we'll have to wait and see. Depends on how work and school goes. But yeah, I'm happy with that, so I can have some EMD sounds coming out of this puppy. For all your Reading people out there, my older brother is a huge fan of Reading stuff, and he just picked up this lovely Proto 2000 Reading caboose up on eBay that's all weathered and everything. But he has one of his own. It's over here, I should say. And there it is in the box there. It's a Proto 2000 with all the diagrams up there and text and telling what the caboose is. But since he's a Reading guy, the Reading Railroad painted the ends of the cabooses specialty with the handrails and other stuff painted yellow, just like the hand railings on the side here. And Proto 2000 did not decide to do that. And he has gone ahead and, I don't know where the end pieces went, but he's gone ahead and actually painted those pieces yellow, which is pretty neat. And as you've seen in other videos, he's had two Reading Jeeps and an FA1 and FA1 and FB1 that he has. But yeah, and he also got this other caboose. It's a Life like that the guy decked up. But yeah, it's he's gotten a Reading caboose finally, compared to all the Penske cabooses that we have. We have like so many Penske cabooses. It's crazy. But and so my older brother's left for college. But this used to be a tank table where he used to build model tanks and whatnot. But I've taken it over, excuse me, and I've converted it into the Lionel NHO workbench. So right now we have the 1656 that I got in the last update. I have this apart right now because the bulb burnt out for some reason, but it's just apart right now. There's the bulb socket there. The engine's fine, it's just the bulb, and That's been annoying me. But here's the 1654 engine I do not talk about a lot. This engine has been apart most of her life that I've had her. Again, she had a bulb, and that burnt out. And I bought a new one from Drod's Garment, and I put it in that socket, and it like split in two. It was weird. But this engine has a lot of unit trouble. I gotta get in there and clean it. But no, the shell's fine, and everything else is fine. And here's your old bulb in there, if you can see in there. But there are their tenders. The tenders are fine. The 1656 is tender. The backup light works, and the bell works, and everything like that. And there's the Scout's tender there, the 1654 Columbia. And then my 1SA sitting behind there on a piece of Pico track. And one of the new things that we have in the train room now is if I pan down here, you'll see a loop of 3-row track. And if I make my way around this way, you'll see some cars sitting on it. And if I get down low, the 2035's on the loop. And I've decided to put a loop of O-gauge track underneath the HO layout. And it goes through that tunnel, around, and over there. And then it goes underneath the layout, and then it comes out here. And there's where Kurt comes out of that tunnel, goes underneath the chair legs, and makes a turn, and then comes past through all that stuff, around the corner here, and then loops around again. But I decided to do that because I got tired of running this small stretch back and forth from here all the way down to the end of the track down there and back up through. But I was afraid that my parents would tell me to clean it up, but obviously not. It's okay sitting there, and it's been there now for almost a month. So moving on to Lionel. Okay, so if you've seen some of the other videos, you recognize this boxcar. It's the X2454 Pensy Baby Ruth boxcar, and I already have another one of these, but the other one I just wasn't too happy with the greatest condition and all that stuff. But I picked up another one off of eBay for a cheap price of only $18. Wow, it's crazy what I paid for it. But yeah, this one is in much nicer condition, as I'll show. The lettering is very, very crisp on here. What was wrong with the other car is that there was paint chips at the one. There was body damage at the one end, and the brakeman walkway was broken off. As you saw on the table, I have the other car to show, and I'll compare the two in just a second here. But this car is really, really nice for the money I picked it up as. But lettering is crisp, and all the body work is very, very good. There's not too many broken pieces. The brake wheel's on intact and everything. All the step-ups are intact, the metal step-ups. Yeah, it's a really nice car. I'm super happy to have this in the collection. And yes, both of the shoes for the couplers are there. The one's a little fidgety. Oh, I got this cat hair all over him. The one's a little fidgety, but it's not too temperamental. But yeah, it's a super nice car to have, and I'm quite happy to have it. And I'll show you what's wrong with the other boxcar. As you can see here, here's the old car I have, and here's the new one I have. And as you can see down at this end here, there is the broken walkway, and on this car, this one's the new one, has all intact. And if we get down a little closer, as you can see, this car is very, very nice, and then this car has some paint chips and bodywork damage, but I think I'm going to keep it and maybe get some styrene and maybe repair this corner. It depends how hard or difficult it'll be. But yeah, I've got two identical ones. These were made from 1946 until 1947. But yeah, I'm super happy to have it. It's a really nice piece to have, and yeah, I have to find the other one, the Pennsylvania, that doesn't say Baby Ruth on it. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing to show, yes, it's another boxcar. This is the Pennsylvania X6454, made between 1949 and 1952. This car I picked up at an antique store for $20 with the original box included. Now, Lionel made this series of boxcars from 1946 until around 1952 to 53. That's when they were changing over to the scale 64 scale boxcars. But this is the Pennsylvania X6454. This car is really, really nice. Yeah, the detailing is really nicely. The lettering is good. The bodywork is great. This is another one of those cases with the car that has staple-in trucks and electromagnetic coupler. But yeah, everything's intact. The brake wheel's intact. Couplers are intact. Everything's intact. That's fantastic. And here's the other side of the car. And yeah, again, fantastic paint and body work and decal work. I mean, yes, the doors slide open, both of them do. But yeah, it's a fantastic piece to pick up. But I'd love to collect all of these 9 1/4 inch boxcars, the X64-54 series. There was at least 5 or 6 boxcars in this series. That was the Pennsylvania, the Southern Pacific, Erie, New York Central, and Santa Fe. Now, as I've mentioned in other videos, that the Western Pacific operating boxcar was only made as an operating boxcar, not in a non-operating version, just an operating. But I'd love to collect all of these types of boxcars. These boxcars are really, really nice, even though they're not like the 64 boxcars. Yeah, they're a little small, but you know what? That's fine. I quite like them, and I'd love to collect all of these styles of boxcars. Good grief, it's another boxcar. I must be going boxcar crazy. Well, anyways, here's the Santa Fe X34-64 operating boxcar, made from 1949 until 1952. And this is another 9 1/4 inch boxcar. Except this one has an operating mechanism, just like my New York Central and my Western Pacific cars. So if I can find the plunger, the little man pops out. I picked this up at Drod's for like 20 bucks. Drod's Grandma in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. It's a good hobby shop. Go check it out sometime. This card, very, very good body work. Decals look great. The figure comes out nicely. And yet the brake wheel's on the back as well. No walkway damage on the top or anything like that. Couplers work nicely. It has bar end trucks with the electromagnetic couplers. Yeah, it's a really nice car. And I'm super happy to have it. And that means I've done my research on this, but Lionel only made 3 of these operating boxcars, and the Santa Fe, the Santa Fe, no, what am I saying? The Santa Fe is right there. Anyways, I said the Southern Pacific, Erie, and the Pennsylvania did not have operating variations, interestingly enough. It was only the Southern Pacific, the New York Central, and the Santa Fe, and that means that I have all 3 operating boxcars from 1949 till 52 of this 9 1/4 inch style boxcar. So they're pretty neat, all lined up together. And interestingly enough, how this Western Pacific man is not painted, yet his arm, if I look down the track a little bit, his arm sticks out, and that's not the angle of it being on the turn. But if we look at the New York Central figure, the New York Central boxcar's figure, he may be reproduction, but I don't know about that. Yet he's painted. Yet if you look at his protruding character, and let's move the Western Pacific boxcar out of the way, his character does not come out of the door like the Western Pacific version. And if you look at the Santa Fe version, the character is a little more bluer, or about the same, yet he's painted, and yet if we look, and interestingly enough, if we zoom in there, his character protrudes out a little bit more than the New York Central version. So if you can see the New York Central version, his character really sticks out. If we look at the Santa Fe, if the camera will focus on the Santa Fe, the man's hand sticks out the door, and the New York Central's figure does not, as you can see there. It's interesting to look at that. But I have all 3 operating Postwar Lionel 9 1/4 inch series boxcars, and I thought that was pretty fantastic when I learned that. Okay, last but not least is this lovely Lehigh Valley 6456 hopper car. And I picked this up at Drod's for, I forgot, a couple dollars, but this is the black version compared to the red version. And interestingly enough, the red version and the black version I have are actually both from 1954, I believe. I'd like to find an earlier one with the staple end trucks, but you know, it's fine for now. I've been having a little bit of problems with this car. The electromagnetic coupler on this end, if I can zoom in, it doesn't fully stick up holding the coupler closed, so when you have it with a long set of cars or cutter cars behind it, it actually uncouples and makes cause disaster to happen. But that's a really nice car. There's no brake wheel on this end, but you know, that's alright. Body works pretty good. Rides pretty nicely, and the decals are in, lettering is intact very nicely, and it's overall a good car. That's the one slight coupler problem, but you know what, that's alright. But yeah, that's it for Postwar Lionel stuff. thank you all for watching this update. Thanks for sticking around for over a month. Sorry I haven't uploaded anything. I've been really busy with school and work and other stuff like that. But hopefully I can start uploading frequently again soon. And if not, I'll come up with some stuff to just put up on the channel. But thank you all for sticking around for over a month. And thank you for almost getting to 160 subscribers. It's crazy. But, yeah, just a fun little update I decided to make. And I'm getting more better at talking to camera through... talking to an audience through camera. But, you know, I'm getting better at that. So thank you guys all for watching. Hope you guys have a nice day. And once again, this is TrainFanatic signing off. Choo-choo!